Today I want to talk about why eating gluten-free is healthier. Eating gluten-free is healthy, and when asked, I always tell people this, but it's not because of cutting carbs or because it's some quick fix. It boils down to one thing, which is paying attention to what you eat. So when my daughter was diagnosed with celiac at 18 months old, my wife and I had to quickly learn which food products had gluten and which did not. Our daughter depended on us to figure that out for her. And at the time, we thought we were reasonably healthy. We were just transitioning to eating gluten-free as a family because we felt like, as parents, we needed to do this for our daughter because she needed us, and then we felt like the only way we'd really be able to help her navigate eating gluten-free was to do it ourselves. And this was in 2007, which, relatively speaking, is still not that long ago in the perspective of eating gluten-free, but still, even at that point, there were no Udi's or Rudi's breads. There were breads, but they weren't very good. And so, there were a lot of things that we have today that are gluten-free that we didn't have then. Initially, we had a lot of questions, and this was a drastic change in our diet. And what happened was, every time we went to the store and picked up a food, we had to read the ingredients. And we really started to learn a lot about ingredients because there's so many things like maltodextrin. Is it gluten-free or is it not? At that point in time, that was actually really even kind of pre-iPhone. So, it wasn't something you could just sort of look up in your handheld smartphone. You had to actually kind of figure this stuff out. So it was a lot of back and forth. And what ended up happening is everything we ate, became a lot cleaner, a lot greener food, a lot more organic stuff, not because we were making this transition to clean foods or organics or anything, but it was because we were reading ingredients, and because we were just learning how to eat gluten-free and what ingredients were safe and what foods were safe. We knew that when we looked at foods that had very simple ingredients with stuff we could understand what it was, that was the stuff we could eat. And so it really wasn't, getting healthy because all we did was just switch to eating gluten-free. It was, really this transition into paying attention to what was in our food and paying attention to what we ate. And, over time, we've slowly added more convenience foods. And it's interesting because when you look at them and read the ingredients, even though they're gluten-free, especially today, there's so many packaged gluten-free foods. It's amazing how many ingredients are in them and how much sugar and carbohydrates and high fructose corn syrup, which, by itself I don't have a huge problem with, but essentially, you think about these foods and it's like, you've got a little bit of a chemistry experiment in every dish. And, we really got a lot healthier when we sort of pushed all of that stuff out and, focused on clean foods that were very simple ingredients, not processed stuff. So, I think at the end of the day, knowing what you put in your body, knowing what's in the foods you're eating is really the key to healthier eating. And gluten-free is a path to achieving that health through eating. So I hope that's been helpful for you. Thanks a lot for joining me. My name is Jim Shirley. Hey, if you'd like to have more information about eating gluten-free, why don't you bounce over to our website, happyglutenfree.com. There's all kinds of good information there just in the blog. You can also sign up for free e-courses about eating gluten-free or picking foods or that sort of thing. Thanks a lot for joining me.